Hey guys, and welcome to the first Supernatural Work in Progress video of 2021. In advance, you might hear my washer in the background. It is not spitting out at the moment, so it's much quieter than usual. But if it starts, if you hear it, that's what it is. You're not going crazy. So, I haven't been filming pretty much at all this month. I have filmed 2 videos before today. One of them has been a review of 2 items that I bought from warmies.com, and one of them has been about beatings from a butcher, because I started filming that video the day that I started working on beatings from a butcher. But otherwise I just haven't filmed this month, partially because of my pain, partially because of what I'll say are some health issues with my grandpa. I imagine that the romance video that I just filmed will go out before this one, so I will say that I talk more about that in the romance video that went out first, the very first romance video of this month. So, if you're intrigued or want to know more, that's where that is. But we're going to go ahead and get into some supernatural stuff, and then hopefully after this I'll film every day for the remaining few days of this month. It is currently 4:07 p.m. on January 26th, for a reference on how much I have not filmed this month, but we're going to go ahead and start on January 1st and catch us up. So on the 1st I wrote 540 words in, I call it Hospital Zombie. It doesn't have a name. It is a work in progress of a zombie novel that I'm hoping I actually managed to complete. I have a habit of being unable to finish zombie novels. I think it's because I'm a pantser. I have a good track record for finishing books, but with zombie novels there's not a hard set, it has to be this way. My mom is calling me, I will be right back. Alright, so with my other books, there's a hard set rule, more or less, of how they end. With the romances, it ends with a happily ever after or a happy for now. With crime novels, generally they end with them catching the criminal. With my mafia stuff, normally that doesn't have like a hard set ending, but it does take me a while to write those books, normally over a year. So that's probably why. But normally, for me anyway, they have a mafia disagreement of some sort with another family or a gang or a cartel. They fix that eventually, and then the book ends. But with zombie novels, there's not a rule of how they end. You can end by killing the main character, you can end by killing everyone but the main character, you can end by finding out that someone is immune, you can end by finding out that the zombies are dead or alive, or that you have to shoot them in the head. You can end by them finding safety, you can end by them being trapped, you can end them in any damn way you want. And it has always made it very difficult for me to finish them, because there's no rule on what goes. So with this one, I've taken the idea that I was working on in Corpses in the Night, which was the last zombie novel that I tried to write, and that one followed like 9 groups of people, I think, with the goal to eventually be that they all come together after several of them died. But I'm taking the idea that that novel opens with, which is this family. One of them is a nurse, and she goes, I think she's a nurse or a doctor, I don't know, it's been a while, but she goes to work, and then later on she never calls, she never comes home, so the husband goes to the hospital to go check on her. He used to be a doctor at that hospital, so he helps out with the next patients that's coming in, because almost everybody that day has left and gone home because the strange illness that has been going on in the other towns has hit their town, which causes intense bruising and stuff like that. I don't know if anything else outside of that is mentioned, but the intense bruising I know is the one that she definitely mentions. But I'm scaling back to just that one, and the goal is for him to get his family to safety. I know for a fact the main goal is him finding his son in the hospital, but I don't know what the degree of it is outside of that, if that makes sense. But with that one, 540 words, so I can't remember if I said that or not. Also on January 1st, I wrote 324 words in Murder at the Fang Marina, which is a supernatural novella, novel, I'm not sure. But the main character is a vampire, basically hunting vampires. She's a forensic analyst, and anytime that a vampire kills a person, she tracks them down and kills them. It's been fun. I'm enjoying it. The other main character is the new detective that she's working with, who, spoiler alert, eventually finds out she's a vampire. And then they team up. But I'm enjoying it. I'm just not 100% sure if I'm, like, actually going to finish it or not. Just because I do tend to struggle with the supernatural books. I used to write them, like, just in quick succession all the time. But I struggle with writing anything that I can't find, like, genuine evidence for backing up. That's something I'm trying to improve upon, but it's been a task. But maybe someday. But on January 3rd, I wrote another 1,018 words in Hospital Zombie, which I was very happy with, because that's the most I'd written in that in a while. On the 6th, I wrote 1,396 words in A Christmas Cannibal, which is book 1 of a currently untitled supernatural series, following Miguel Pareja, as he discovers that not all monsters are human, and he needs to start hunting those too. He's currently a homicide detective, but he's going to quickly discover that this homicide was not committed by a human being. On the 10th, I wrote 1,698 words in King of Darkness, which is, I'm assuming, a novella in the Hellish series, which is where Man of Darkness is from. Man of Darkness being one of the books that I published in 2019, I think. That sounds right. But this one follows Lucifer instead of Miles the Reaper, and in this one, Lucifer and his boyfriend, a demon, Thegan, are attempting to catch First Attempt and put her back in her cage before she starts murdering a whole bunch of humans and presumably all of the demons in hell, and most likely Lucifer, so she can take the throne because she loves evil. More or less. I'm enjoying that one. Same thing there. It's a supernatural novel. It's taking a lot of time. This is the second time that I have started this book. I think it's going better the second time, but we'll see where that takes us. On the 14th, I wrote 328 words in Murder at the Fang Marina. On the 19th, I wrote 488 words in A Christmas Cannibal. On the 21st, I wrote 1,788 words in King of Darkness, and then finally, on the 22nd, I wrote 382 words in A Christmas Cannibal. I do not know what my next supernatural book is. It looks like probably King of Darkness, based on the order that these have gone in, but we'll see. And I'm not 100% sure how long it takes to get back to that. It looks like I have 4 books in between A Christmas Cannibal and King of Darkness, at least. Or at least on this one. There are much more between it on this one. I'm not 100% sure where it falls on the list here, but because I don't have that open at the moment. I just have my overall counts open. But I'll see you guys when I make some supernatural progress. Hopefully. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the crime progress updates that I need to film, and then hopefully get back into writing at some point. But I will see you guys with a supernatural update as soon as I have one. But until then, that's all that I have for today.
Hey guys, it is currently 2:11 in the morning on January 31st. And we're going to go ahead and touch on the last supernatural stuff that I did. On the 28th and the 29th, I worked on A Christmas Cannibal, and on the 28th, I wrote 904 words there, and on the 29th, I wrote 792 words there. The next book on my list, both in the supernatural sense and the general sense, is Murder at the Fang Marina. And although I am enjoying that book, I don't think I can write it right now. I tend to do worse at the supernatural type books when my anxiety is at a higher level, and that's where I am right now. I'm in crunch mode for book release this year because I'm way behind on Serial Killers Anonymous, so I'm starting over with the editing process for Beatings from a Butcher, and I'm behind on that. Wanted to have that done today, and that's not happening. So I'm in crunch time, and because of that, that just means that I might write like 10 words in Murder at the Fang Marina and then skip over it. And so then that progress just isn't enough to keep the book going for me. Because 10 words isn't enough to keep it fresh in my brain in between switching projects, and so I'm just going to shelf it for now. And eventually I'll come back to it, but I think shelving it is the right decision, both for the quality of Murder at the Fang Marina and for the quality of my other books. So that kind of sucks, but it's what we're gonna do. I don't think that that I have another book that's supernatural for a little while. Yeah, not until A Christmas Cannibal again, which is work in progress number 13 at the moment, but will be number 12 when I move Fang Marina. And at the moment, Fang Marina is number 8, to give you a rough idea of where I am. So I won't see you again for Supernatural until February. But that's all that I have for this Supernatural work in progress video. Just one this month because of how things went. But yeah, that's all I've got. If you guys enjoyed this video, a like is always appreciated, and if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I upload roughly every Friday, the animal videos that I do roughly every Wednesday, or anything that I do on the channel in between, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my authors pages, as well as links to my social media, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.